Hmm. Good evening, everyone. My chat at?
Hmm?
I don't see my chat. Oh, there's the bottom. That's not private. That's not what I want. Come on in, y'all. We are out
Happy
of pocket.
Friday, everyone.
Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Let me know where you're at. Let me know where you're streaming from. Let me know where you're streaming from. We are obviously not in our usual location, but it's all right. You look rested.
He's trying to be funny, y'all.
Hey. Good evening, Beverly. Come on in, let us know where you're streaming from. Friday Night Live with a real life conversation. Eunice, what's up? All right, we're gonna jump in. Um, hey Mavis, how you doing? I miss you. Tell Jackie I said what's up. Well, how about this? We went out with a great couple last night,
Hmm.
and we had a conversation about communication. And I thought it was so key that they were speaking about how sometimes men don't give a straight answer. Okay, that's how it kind of started off. So the gist of it is, and today my wife asked me a question at lunch and said, Jomo, you just did it again. You just did it again. And the question she asked me was a simple question.
Hmm.
Do you want one of my tacos? And I answered, um, if you have leftovers, I'll eat it. Now,
He said that it's a yes and a no.
yes or no.
Yeah, he says it's a yes or a no. He was like all over the place with the answer. He just didn't like. I just wanted to know. Yes, do you want a
I
taco? No, you don't want a taco.
I didn't want to eat her food.
But
What
I'm asking you. Do you want some?
I know, but sometimes I wanted you to get your food. I was gonna say, I'll eat your leftovers, but I don't want to eat your food if you know what I'm saying. So she like, right then you weren't clear. Now, am I the only one who has tried to think through your answer versus saying yes or no? And we all do it because she does too. It's not like a one-sided affair, whereas we don't give a straight answer. Sometimes we overanalyze, overthink things. Now,
Hmm.
those of you who are watching with us right now, have you ever overthought the answer to a question before just saying yes or no? You had to kind of like really, is there a right answer? Is there a wrong answer? Did I, and sometimes we we're not clear. And so tonight we're going to talk about communication and how if you're not careful, um, people can misread you. And that's all I think it was. Because see, my thought is, y'all want to hear my thought? My thought is, when you ask me a question, I'm thinking about, like, for example, do you want to go to the movies tomorrow? I said, well, not a bad idea, but I'm not sure exactly how I'm scared, versus saying yes. And so I could see the benefit of getting just a straight answer. You know what I mean? Like, do you want to have sex? See, you notice how that question,
Oh, you got to answer for that.
you notice how
You know the
that,
answer for that real quick.
whoa. I'm speaking right now.
Go
You,
on, speak.
so it's funny how things people want seem to have more clarity on a yes or no. Is it just me? Okay, so let's jump in, Charmaine. Let's jump in.
Right. So, 5 questions that you should ask your spouse that will help promote better communication in your relationship.
Okay.
Number one,
Number one.
how do you feel loved? How did you feel loved this past week?
Hmm.
When you ask your spouse how did they feel loved this past week, it's a couple of things that you benefit from this answer. Okay, how did you do as a spouse? this week, loving your spouse, and then 2, how does your spouse like to be loved? Like, which ways do they like you to love them? So
Now,
you're learning something in the process as well.
you have to be in a good place in your relationship to ask this question, because sometimes it's hard for a person to ask this question because they're not in a good place. If you beefing is an up north word, huh? Beefing. If you guys are in heated fellowship or in a bad spot, how can I love you right now? I don't even like you. So it's a great question to ask.
And if you are in a bad place, and you're working on something, this actually helps a person gauge what their spouse feels was good that they did that week, and what they shouldn't repeat again.
By the way, Gina, I like your answer. Gina said, wanting something and being okay doing or accepting what's being offered are different things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
You may not want it. Very good point.
It's very good.
Because technically, I'm trying to cut back on my meat, but I'm not doing good.
Mm-hmm.
So I would eat it.
It wasn't good options.
Yeah, it was horrible options. Now, we are at a nice place, but we just landed at the wrong time. It's in between.
It was right in between lunch and dinner, and
so
they
just
weren't serving
nothing.
Either.
Yeah.
Like, so we had to eat at the bar.
Yeah, I had a kale salad. Now, I'm not saying kale's bad, but if you're starving, that's the last thing you want, a kale chicken salad. And Lord have mercy. But we did it. All right. I'm off subject. Get to the next one, Mama. What's the next one?
Okay, number 2. What does your upcoming week look like?
Okay, priorities for the week.
Yeah.
I think this is a great way to join your spouse. What are your priorities for the week?
How can I join you?
Yeah.
In what you're doing this week, and what's important to you that
Correct.
You're doing this week.
Oftentimes we mismanage our moments and time with our spouses because we don't really join them in life. Right. Are we doing life together? One thing I like about when my wife and I get away, we are more intentional with doing life. Mm-hmm. We're going to work out together. We're going to eat together. We're going to talk together. We're going to sleep together. We're going to do everything together. And that's really doing life. Sometimes you have to get away from people. Yeah. And just get into each other.
Or get away so you could like reset something.
All the time. So, love it.
Yeah. You have to break up the monotony of your everyday life in order to be like, you know what? I need to make some changes and do some things different and prioritize things a little bit better in my everyday life, because it shouldn't just be on vacation when you do certain things.
True.
It benefits your relationship.
Number 3.
How can I pray for you this week? I love this.
Now, I started, I guess, Monday or something like that, getting up a little bit extra earlier, praying, and just doing something a little bit different. And I was telling her, I said, I feel led to do this, and pray for each other.
Right.
Encourage each other. Join each other. Help each other. And man, it's amazing what happens when you got, the Bible says where 2 or 3 are gathered together, touch and agree, God goes to work. And so it is so key and vital in this season of your life, whatever it is, that you constantly intercede for each other. The Bible says that Jesus was the chief intercessor. When's the last time you asked your spouse, what can I pray for you? What can I intercede on your behalf for? Women, you guys use on average 30% more words than men. Y'all should be a praying machine. Glory to God. Interceding for your husband. Husbands praying for your wife.
Right.
For those of you who follow me in the morning time, I pray over my family every day. Good. All right. Number 4.
Number 4. How can I encourage you this week? What things can I do to encourage you? A lot of times we want to give people what we want. So we'll encourage them the way we want to be encouraged versus the way they want to be encouraged. Does that make sense? So you give them what you want versus what they want or what they need.
What they need. we have a tendency to give people what we desire versus giving them exactly. Okay, here's a funny story.
What is about me?
Yes, of course it's about you. So it must have been like 6 o'clock in the morning, something like that. So I'm sitting on the side of the bed, right? And Charmaine said, "What are you doing?" I said, I was about to lie. Okay. I wasn't doing nothing like bad. But she's like, "What are you thinking?" Okay. Mm-hmm. I didn't give her a straight answer first. I said, "You know what? I'm thinking about having sex with you. That's what I'm thinking about." Mm-hmm. And then she hit me with, "Jomo, the other night, you weren't talking well to me." Now I got a question for y'all. Why is it when we're about to have intimate relations, do you want to ask me a question about something I did 2 days ago? I believe because you know that a person will be focused and they'll listen. But we had a discussion, and she said, "I think you kind of hurt my feelings." I said, "You know what? I think I could have done that. I think I did do that. I wasn't trying to do that, but it was a frustration I had that bled on her, but it wasn't her." If that makes sense. Sometimes we bleed on each other, not because I want to hurt you, but I'm already bleeding. Mm-hmm. So at that moment, I didn't want to be selfish. And so I said, what I'm really thinking about was, having sex. And so she's like, "Well, Jomo, this is what I'm thinking about." And so we discussed what we were thinking about. And then we got together and had a joyful time in the Lord, right? But my point is, you have to be able to unpack miscommunication.
Right.
That was a perfect example. What it was, I was frustrated with a situation. So she was asking me, what am I doing about the situation? She didn't know all the information. Mm-hmm. I already knew that I had been asking about it, but it has not moved at the pace I wanted to move. So she got frustrated because I didn't have any good answers. Right. I really don't have. There's no good answers to it.
And with that particular situation, I was prepared for him not to give me what I wanted as far as an explanation or something that would make me feel good. Because sometimes you ask somebody a question, but you really just want them to make you feel good about the situation. I was at that point like, you know what? He probably doesn't even realize what he did in the situation, but I'm just curious, the way you responded, would that be okay if I responded the same way to you in that situation? No. Oh, okay. So you don't think that was right, but so I was okay with whatever, because you have to be prepared when you ask a question.
Yes.
It's not always going to
go the way you want.
The way you want, or you get what you feel like is what you consider reasonable.
Correct.
Sometimes when you ask a question, you need to be prepared for whatever the person says and not be emotional or upset about it.
Speak it, sister. Speak
but
it.
Respect the fact that they have a different view than you do.
You're talking.
Because a lot of times in relationship, we want the person to think like us and like the same things as us, but they're their own person as well.
Correct.
And we can't be disappointed by those things.
Be able to handle the truth. Right. When you ask for the truth. A lot of people ask for the truth, but they can't handle the truth. Mm-hmm. So if you are wearing something that doesn't fit you well and you ask your husband or a man friend or whatever, mm-hmm. does this look good? And he tells you the truth. Don't get mad at him if you ask for right. the question. Or, brother, if you ask your wife a question and she gave you the answer, you have to, when you ask for someone's opinion, mm-hmm. they may not give you what you want. And you can't,
it's their opinion.
And you can't get mad at them
right.
when they tell you the truth about something. So you have to, I have positioned myself to be able to receive.
And, Jomo, we talked it out and we went about doing what we was about to do.
But key point, get it out.
Right.
If something bothers you or offends you, get it on the table.
Right.
So she got it on the table, and I clarified my thought on it, and then we moved on.
Right.
Here's something y'all gotta learn how to do. You have to learn how to have relations when not everything's right in your life.
Right. Everything's not perfect.
Because sometimes y'all close up the shop, and the shop been working.
It's not you talking about y'all like women or
both,
just because it goes on both ways.
No, my point to you is your sex life may be good. Your finances may be bad right now. The kids may be good. Meaning sometimes we allow one area of our relationship to bleed over in other areas of the relationship.
Right. You should compartmentalize those
things.
Yeah,
not everything's going to be perfect. We're not perfect. We make mistakes. We fall short.
Right.
So maturity is, I need you, you need me. Example. Just because one of us may be tripping, we're not going to stop eating.
That's right.
We're going to eat. So just because one area of relationship may not be working the way you want it to work, focus on the things that are working right now. Now, I understand sex is a big thing in reference to connectivity and all the other aspects, but understand how critical it is that you guys get together and work through things.
And it's, we say this, don't let your intimacy be affected by, other areas of your marriage. But there are some instances where intimacy is going to be affected.
Yes.
Like if you have infidelity in your marriage,
that's a problem.
The other person's not going to feel like having sex with you because they're going to be thinking about the fact that you had sex with somebody else.
Now we were talking communication.
Right. No, this is
I'm saying poor communication does not stop other things. Now, if the person is concerned about an STD or a baby or somebody, that's a lot.
Emotionally wounded.
That's a lot.
And
that's a lot.
It takes a little bit more time to work through those things and heal from those things in order for you to get to a place of intimacy. This rolls right into our last question. Which is, how would you like me to pursue you intimately this week? Which I think is a great question.
Love that question.
Because if you know something is happening that week
where
you're not going to be able to have sex, you can let your spouse know so mentally they're not disappointed.
I love that. If something is going on with your body and the shop is closed, help me in advance.
Because you get your mind right then.
Yes.
You know what to expect for the week.
Here's my problem, okay? Have you ever went to the convenience, the machine with a candy in it? Huh?
Like a concession stand.
A concession stand. It's not a concession stand.
Snack machine.
The snack machine. Have you ever went to the snack machine and put your $1.25 in there?
Oh, it's expensive.
And you hit D4 and you expect a honey bun to fall out. And then a sign comes across the screen saying out of order. Oh, no, hell no.
You start shaking.
Oh, you gonna shake that machine. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Shake it like a salt shaker. Shake it like a salt shaker. You gonna shake what? I don't gave you my money and you not gonna give me a honey bun? Well, guess what? Buns. So if you set the proper expectation, there's less disappointment.
A vending machine. Thank you.
Vending machine. Thank Cindy. What's up, girl? That's my girl right there. Cindy. Tell Hector I said what's up. Anyway, if you set the right expectation, the person's less likely to be hurt or offended or feel rejected because you told them up front, hey, babe, I have I pulled a muscle. I got a cramp. Or whatever it is.
Or you can plan intimacy better for the week. So let's say you know that you're having a really crazy week as far as your schedule goes. And, maybe you all have kids together and, the kids have activities and extracurricular activities. And, you're going to be working late and just some things you see these storms about to happen this week, right? You can plan it out like, you know what, babe, I think it'll be good for us to come together on these days.
Yes.
Or can you help me on these days?
Yes.
So that way we can come together.
Yes.
And make beautiful music.
If you could communicate, here's for all the brothers out there. This is what most brothers like. Babe, I really want you, but you don't feel me with 3 kids, clothes, and cooking. Now, I really want you. How can you help me with some of these things so we could get together? See, that will help a brother. Tell a brother all the stuff
brother
you got
to
to
work with you on that.
Listen, he'll figure it out. Hey, babe, I really want you.
I get the kids on Wednesday.
See,
and you come home and just relax.
Come on,
get there. I buy the kids dinner.
Listen, I go to Popeyes and buy 12 pieces and some biscuits and say,
"Come on now,
come on, we order some pizza."
Don't go to the one on Big Ben because they might not have chicken.
Lord Jesus, they may not have chicken. But communication versus just saying no, I'm tired. Mm-hmm. Now you got to do better than that, baby girl. And he talking about he tired? Oh, hell no. We got to talk. Listen, the majority of your issues in relationships could be handled if you were satisfied. You will actually deal with things that bother you if you have a release. Help is on the way. Anyway, well, we are actually in another part of the country right now, and we're going to be teaching. Anyway, we love you. Have a tremendous evening.
Yes, and a wonderful weekend.
And by the way, we apologize for last Friday. We were at a play.
Yeah.
It was good though. In New York, it was a good play. So now we're anyway. I love y'all. Y'all know we keep it 100. Remember this: love, laugh, and learn. Peace. God bless y'all. Have a wonderful Friday. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do.